everybody. I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
And today we got a top 10 games that we learned in January 2022.
Ooh, that's right.
January's already over.
Yep. Now it's 2/2/22.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned 40 games. You learned maybe half of that.
I don't know. I don't think I learned half of that because I learned a lot. I learned I learned some on January 1st, but they were little games. They were quick games. And
you actually learned some that I already had learned previously.
Yes.
So there's that.
One of those games on that January 1st play session where you got your A to Z challenge done.
That was awesome. Day
2, 2 a.m. So I would say it took 26 hours, but we didn't start till noon. You could have had it day one.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
And then they're like, "Did you do it in order?" And we're like, "No, we didn't do it in order."
I didn't know I had to do it in order too. That's crazy.
But we did that, and so that was that was a lot of new ones for James and Susan, but not for us. So that said, I did have enough to put in a top 10 list, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were definitely enough games.
Yes, we played a lot of games that we had played before. We played a lot of Pathfinder.
Yeah, we started Pathfinder Adventures. So that's been good.
Yep, we started a print and play scenario from Paizo that we're streaming on off days every now and then. So be sure to keep track of us on your notifications. We normally stream normally on Wednesdays and Sundays, but we've been playing Pathfinder on off days. So yeah, you could catch us on that.
Super great.
But yeah, my top, I'd say 6 of them are super good, but the top 2 are
really good,
really close. I almost pretty much have a 1A and a 1B. I had a really hard time choosing between them.
That's fair.
So I feel bad giving a second place rating to one of these games.
Well, that's a good problem to have too.
And I also had a slight concern about one game that it is a standalone game, but we've played one like it before.
Yeah. And
I didn't know whether it should be counted, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I also want to do a shout out because I don't usually talk about expansions much, but we did play Tapestry Arts and Architecture.
Fantastic expansion.
It's so great.
I wish I could put it on the list. Yeah.
I really love it. So I know that there's going to be like a second printing coming out in like a couple weeks or the end of this week. So be on the lookout for that, especially if you like Tapestry. I think it's really a great expansion.
I believe it's already out. I mean,
it was out in December, and then they did a reprint.
Then a reprint for February.
Yeah. So
maybe February 4th, I think. Maybe
8th.
Yeah, 8th. Okay.
Maybe 4th. I don't know. One or the other.
It's
coming soon. But yeah, if you like Tapestry, definitely check out that expansion.
New arts track.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
A lot of great content in that.
Yep. Beware. Some of the cards for the landmarks are incorrect on the card.
Yeah.
So pick up the mini. Make sure it's where you want it because it's like they took the image of what it should be and turned it wrong side down. So yeah, regrettable, but what are you gonna do?
That happens.
All right.
Shall we jump into it?
Let's jump right into it. Number 10.
Number 10.
My number 10 is. Is this a review copy or is this a game that we picked up? I don't know.
This was Rob's game.
This is one of Rob's games.
Yes.
So yeah, occasionally games that publishers don't even send us do end up making it on the top 10.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes games that we've had for years make it on the top 10. This one is For Science.
Yeah.
Yeah. In For Science, you are trying to work towards getting various cures. Well, it's got a heavy physical dexterity element to this in that when you play the cure cards, they will have lines going up this sort of a tower pattern. And it's like, oh, you have to have the yellow cube and the green cube that both have to touch the red cube, which has to touch the next 2 color cubes on top. And you're like, I can't put anything on this sloping red cube. It's a slope. I can't. And you have to figure out how to do it. Whether it means you have to put something on its side or turn it over. You have to make sure to get everything balanced. And what happens is after you've got it, you have to get someone to verify your experiment. And if you do, yeah, you got it. And all of this is happening in real time. So, real-time dexterity game if you enjoy games like that.
It's also real-time cooperative dexterity.
Real-time cooperative. That way, it's not a big deal. Say, hey, could you verify this for me? Because if you do, we all benefit.
Right.
And then if you get an experiment done, then you can turn over a tile to add it to your research. We destroyed the beginner level. Yep. So super easy. Yep. But then we just said, oh, how much would we have gotten had we done the whole thing? And we were like, weighing up on the difficulty level. That said, we would love to try this at higher difficulties. So anyway, that's just Steph is like, oh no. I don't think you enjoyed this as much as I did.
I liked it. I think I probably would like it on a second play better. Or
with more players, I think I'd like it better.
Yeah, I forgot that you could put the big slanted triangle on its side to have actually a flat side. So that made it a lot harder. I'm like, I can't balance anything on this triangle.
Yeah, that's where I was until I turned it sideways and it's it's got a flat edge.
Duh.
So yeah.
Hey, Shanna.
Hey, Shanna. Dan played a prototype of this. Yeah.
I wonder if it changed much, but I don't know. You never really talked about it, so I don't know if you liked it. But I thought
it was good enough to barely make my top 10. So yeah. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Another sort of tactile tile placement game sort of thing barely missed my list.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it made your list, so I don't know if I should say it.
No.
No? It did not make your list?
No.
Project L barely missed my list.
Yeah, it was off my. I mean, I played a lot of games. Half of them were better than good, and half of them are just really bad.
Well, that's the most of the stuff you played with Dan.
Yeah. Dan and I played a lot of BGA games, so beware of the BGAs.
Dan had his usual issue with real-time games with a fair number of rules, which is that someone has to know the rules cold. Given that, I would play again. Fair assessment. And that's about where I sit with this game.
Gotta pump those numbers up. Exactly. Dan understands me.
Dan knows you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going through and getting all of my games put into BGA because I had about 10 days worth that I hadn't put in. So I'm going through and it's like, man, you played 9 games with Dan this day? And she said, yeah, they all sucked. So funny. Gotta pump those numbers up.
Yep.
Because 500 a year does not play itself.
That's very true.
Right?
That's very true.
And you do have 500 a year.
And I don't know how to read rules, so I take any chance.
Me and Dan.
I take any chance I can with either the rules readers. Hey, Shrey read rules the other day.
Shrey is an excellent rules reader, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff explains rules well.
Oh, yeah, Jeff's great.
Yeah.
A lot of good rules readers.
Ian explains.
So I don't have to.
Ian in y'all's little group, when Ian played Dune Imperium with me, he is a good rules giver.
Len.
Sorry. Len.
I was like Ian.
Not Ian. Len. Sorry, Len. Yeah, he was really great with Dune Imperium. So there are some really good rules readers. There are some that shall be avoided at all costs.
This is true.
Yes. Anyway, For Science, certainly worth checking out. I think, is that Gray Fox? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
Making sure I've got my publishers.
That's Gray Fox.
Memorized. And I don't even have it on this piece of paper, so that's good. Yeah, check it out. For Science.
My number 10
is not For Science.
Was actually one of the many board game arena games that I played.
With Dan? Oh my goodness.
It is called...
Look, it's sitting on the table. It's diagonal. It's sitting on the table.
It's right there. It's called The Mother Road.
The Mother Road.
Route 66. And you know what game this is?
The Mother Road, Route 66.
It's Can't
That's what
Stop.
you said. What?
It's a redo of Can't Stop with additional rules that actually makes it better in my opinion. I really enjoyed this. The board is...
So Can't Stop would not normally make your top 10 is what you're telling me.
It depends on what it's up against, I guess.
Oh, Spezio's doing the links. Thanks, Scott.
So it adds that the game ends when 7 of the tracks have been completed. and people can get second place in tracks and actually score points. So, you're familiar with Can't Stop, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that game where you can't stop.
Oh, I stopped.
No, you can't stop. You push your luck all the time.
So I really like this. I'm glad that they put it on Board Game Arena, so I could try it.
So what other changes are there? Like what?
That seems like enough.
That's all of it. Okay.
What is that not enough for? That's a huge difference.
Making sure.
2 huge differences.
Huge.
Yeah, the game doesn't end when one person completes 3 tracks, but 7 tracks, and you can get it in second place. And
that does seem good.
Yeah.
Because normally, you know, whenever someone gets 2, everyone tries to sprint for as many as they can before one person gets the third. And usually one person will get the third because you're going to end up busting when you try to just push it out. So, yeah. The Mother Road.
I like it.
Route 66. Who's it by?
Eagle Griffin.
Eagle Griffin.
So I don't think it's out yet, but
But hey, BGA, right?
I anticipate it will be out soon. Or otherwise I haven't heard about it if it is out. So
right.
It's on Board Game Arena.
Board Game Arena.
Yes. My
number 9 is a game that Susan never wants to see again.
Yeah, she just wants to burn it.
She wants to burn it. It is not a new game, is it?
Nope.
Manila.
Yes.
What publication? When was the publish date on that?
Oh,
when Scott puts the link in, I can see
5 or 4 or something.
Something like that. Makes sense. They are also the current publishers of Can't Stop. Oh, so they can change Can't Stop. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that seems good.
So in Manila, you've got resources. You've got hidden resources that you've got face down, and boats that are shipping those resources along, and the boats that will make it to the end of the dock will end up getting pushed along the value track, sort of like a stock market-ish mechanic. Of course, you want to try to get control of saying which 3 of the 4 goods boats are going to go downstream. In order to do that, you've got to auction off the rights to that spot. Well, that's going to cost money, and if you don't spend enough money, you're not going to get to put your those boats out. Then we're going to roll dice to find out which boats move and how far they move, and if you don't make it within 3 rounds, that boat never makes it home, and you have to deal with whether you have to pay insurance costs for it or not, things like that. You can play. It's got a heavy worker mechanic sort of thing where you're either placing people on the ships to voyage, or you're placing workers on the dock to say that they're coming home, or on the the construction spaces saying they're not ever coming home. You can also place workers on a spot that will push a boat further along the track, or you can take a pirate spot in order to take over a ship or ensure it never makes it home. And in either case, you're going to get the goods and run away with them. So all of those things are going to give you some amount of money, and money is how you get control of, I can't remember the role name. What's gonna give you that role in order to
boat master or
something like that, in order to put the boats out. So I think the key to this game is to making sure that you have a good mix of goods that other players also want, because they're going to help you push those boats down the path. Where Susan messed up, I think, is she started off with 2 of the same good, and when she became the harbor master, she got a 3rd of the same good. There's only 5 goods of the type. No one else wanted it. No one else pushed her boat down, and she says, no, I hate this game. But I think you can mitigate that yourself.
Yeah.
By...
1, you have to get harbor master so you can get control over what boats go out. 2,
because Susan's boat never went out, and when it did, no one pushed it down the lane.
Yeah. And 2, when you do that, you have to make sure to take things that other people are already pushing, so you're gonna get some benefit from it.
Exactly. But let's say your boat doesn't go down. Take control of everybody else's stuff. You know, don't put anything in that boat and then try to be a pirate in order to take it over. Or take the spot where you're going to push the boat back a couple spaces. All of it matters. So, yeah, make sure that boat never makes it home. And if that boat never makes it home, the game's not going to end on their good going up in value.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to this game. I'm not sure whether... I'm not certain it's a keeper long term, but I enjoyed the game I played of it.
I would definitely play again.
Yeah, so despite Susan saying no, never again, I would play
like the auction.
And for now, I think it's a keeper, but we'll see if long term it's a keeper. You love auctions.
I do. So
auctions are great for you. So
yeah,
I like stock market type mechanics. Generally speaking,
it did miss my list, but
it barely missed your list. How much so?
Oh, I don't remember.
Don't remember.
I think I rated it a 7 out of 10.
Which is on the border of your keeper thing. Dan says it's hard to get, so that's good if we're looking to put it on the resale market. Don't get rid of it hastily because FOMO is a real thing, and seller's regret is a real thing too. You sell it and you want to reacquire it. Well, it may not be easy to do. So.
For sure.
So definitely check it out. Manila, is that Zoxenspielen? Yeah.
Yep. Woo.
Wow, that's again pulling out my memories.
My number 9.
Your number 9.
Time's Up Tidal Recall.
Hey, that's not my number 8. No. It might be on the list though.
Yeah.
So
this was a lot of fun. I've played Time's Up before. I've played all of them before. I like the Tidal Recall because
Dan says it's a Zoc adult game.
You always cut me off every time. Every time. Why you do this? Every time.
Every time.
But I like.
Whenever you
exactly. All right, you talk.
I had to do it.
No.
It was funny.
No.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm waiting for you to talk so I can say something about the chat.
Jeez. I like the Tidal Recall because you have all these titles that you're familiar with, or in theory you're familiar with. A lot of them I did not know, but yeah.
Familiar with.
But the songs you could start singing, and people might know the tune, and then white boy. And so you have these familiar mannerisms, I guess, that you just get accustomed to.
So one of our songs on Tidal Recall was Play That Funky Music. And so on the first round, you can say anything you want except for the title. On the second round, you can say one word, I think.
Yeah.
And any amount of sounds
gestures. Yeah.
And on the third round, you can't do anything but sounds and gestures. You can't do words or anything. So, the first round, we're like, white boy. Because that's what it is. And so, the second round, it's white. And then the third round is just the tune, and then we go, and they know what we're talking about when you do that because we did it. But you use the same 30 or so cards. I think it's 30 cards.
Dan, that's smart. That's fun.
We used to play with an extra fourth round where you could just pose. That's in the rules actually. There's the rule where you could just do the pose. But you're doing the same 30 cards. So if you've seen Play That Funky Music in the past 30 cards you had in round 1, you should be able to get by with fewer clues in round 2 and round 3 and in that hypothetical Dan round 4. It's a blast. And of all of the casual games, it's probably rated the highest of any of the casual games that I've ever listed of party games.
Yeah.
So, yes, be aware it's coming up on my list, too.
It's a lot of fun. So
it's so much fun.
I don't really know if it deserves to be on my list because I've played Time's Up before, and it's basically the same thing with just titles.
Yes.
So, but I counted it because it does have a separate entry, and I had a lot of fun playing it, so that was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So check it out.
It's one of the best party games, for
Time's
sure.
Up Title Recall. Who's that by? R&R?
R&R.
Boom. Nailed it. My number 8 is a game that we've seen just about 20, 30 minutes ago, Of Dreams and Shadows by Greenbrier Games. I don't even need any notes for that one because
we just finished it.
We just finished it. In this game, you are going around, just for those of you who didn't just watch our playthrough of Dreams and Shadows.
Yeah.
You are taking on the role of a character trying to defeat the big baddie, who is either the undead guy or the witch with the ravens or the dragon, which is a guy, I guess he can control dragons or something. I'm not quite sure because we haven't played against him.
Yeah.
But as you're going along, you are going to be taking on quests and eliminating shadow tokens and collecting equipment and then you get little scenario cards depending on where you are in the land, and that's going to change from game to game. So you're going to get this little story within a story where like you're navigating along and this village needs your help, and what do? Do you help these people or do you try to help them this way or ignore the request entirely? Then everything will change to Act 2, and then the baddie will directly come after you. And I got to say, we got destroyed our first game because we went after what we had. Well, the first one, that's the first villain described in the rulebook. No, he's the hardest. Do not fight Aron, the undead guy. Go after an easier one like Morrigan, who also killed me and would have killed you if you didn't have a longbow.
I mean, she wasn't easy. That's
she was not
for sure.
Easy. You had the right mix of equipment against her.
Yeah, that worked.
But yeah, there's already an expansion out that we do plan on playing at some point. And so certainly something worth checking out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Of Dreams and Shadows.
Also,
my number 8.
Just below the list.
Yep.
My number 8 was Crime Zoom, Bird of Ill Omen.
Crime Zoom.
I actually really like this series. I like crime games in general, but this one has a nice unfolding story as you go, and you're done in like an hour, and you're trying to figure out the story by flipping over cards that you think will be helpful, but you kind of want to save cards to get more points at the end, so you don't really want to just flip over all the cards.
Right.
So you're trying to pick and choose what you think is critical to the investigation. This one actually had a pretty, I don't know, real story, if it will. Like, there was a lot of things that were like, yeah, that would happen. So I thought that was pretty funny. I liked this one. I liked the other Crime Zoom I've played. So.
The Crime Zooms I like a lot better than the mainstream mass market escape room type or murder mystery type games. I preferred Crime Zoom to most of those.
That's good.
So
yeah,
absolutely.
Thumbs up for Lucky Duck.
Lucky Duck does some fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends with Az and the Lucky Duck crew and Bree and them, but because they truly are a whole lot of fun. I wasn't sure with all right, this takes a little bit of explanation. With party games and playthrough once games, I have a hard time saying, oh, this is my number 5 game or 3 game or 2 game on the list, because one of my criteria for putting it on the list is whether it is replayable, and those, something like that is not. And party games like Time's Up Total Recall sometimes miss the list because they don't have the same depth and elegance as a complex Euro would have. And that just might be my own bias in liking a lot of really deep games. But sometimes you have to put them on the list. Crime Zoom did barely miss my list, but it's not because it's not a fun game. Matter of fact, I would sometimes rather play that than to play some of the games on my top 10. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. I mean, for sure. I mean, so my thought on that is pretty much opposite. Like, there's a reason why Pandemic Legacy is in the top 10 of the BGG of all time.
But it's replayable. It's not replayable, but it's got a lot of plays through it. This is an hour and it's done.
Sure. I don't think you should discount that.
No, I don't discount it. But I think it does weigh into my rankings.
That's fine.
And so sometimes it misses.
I rank it on what I experience, even if it's a one play. So for me, it's going to make the list because I really enjoyed the experience, and that's what I ranked.
I also enjoyed the experience. So yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why something like Time's Up Tidal Recall, which made your number 9 on the list, you know, sometimes things like that make my list and sometimes they don't.
Sure.
In my case, it did make my list. So...
Yeah.
In fact, it's my number 7 on the list.
Oh, wow.
But no, we don't have to get to it yet. If you still have some close-up thoughts on...
We'll do that again. As soon as we say hi to Benita there.
Hello, Benita, rating us with 19 raters.
Hello, Raiders. Welcome in.
Welcome in.
We are... Oh, we're getting in the red zone.
Uh-oh.
All right, we are doing our top 10 games that we learned in January 2022. What were you guys doing over on Benita's channel? Are you having fun? Hopefully you had a good stream. We are currently on number 7.
Yeah, so my number 10 was For Science. Her number 10 was The Mother Road, Route 66, or Route 66, depending on which part of the route you're on.
Yeah.
My number 9 was Manila. Her number 9 was Time's Up Tidal Recall. My number 8 was Of Dreams and Shadows. Your number 8 was Crime Zoom, Bird of Ill Omen. They're playing Sherlock 13.
Oh, awesome. That's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
My number 7 was her number 9, Time's Up Tidal Recall.
We are at number 7 right now.
And we were just saying, it's a blast to play.
It's a lot of fun.
I rarely, like I say, party games... Casual games like this usually don't make my list because I really love the elegance of some of the more in-depth, complex games. But that's not to say that this isn't fun. This is a blast, and it made number 7 of the month. That's not shabby.
No, I mean you
for
really,
a game
really
we didn't get for review.
Right. It's because you've never played Time's Up.
I've never played Time's Up. Yeah. And now I have, and I will be looking for more Time's Up.
Yeah, he's in now.
I am now addicted.
He is in it.
I am in it. So yes, great. Definitely going to do Time's Up Tidal Recall more often.
It was a lot of fun. So if we're looking for like a lighthearted game to end a night with friends, it's definitely a good one.
Especially end of night because it
gets silly.
It gets really silly.
Yeah.
It's not quiet.
The first time I played the game was at a convention with like 25 people at a big, huge round table.
That's so good.
It was ridiculous. And I was amazed.
How many teams?
I don't remember how it worked with teams. I think it was just every other person was on a team.
You just go around the table?
Was on the same team. It was like 2 big teams.
Just 2 teams.
Yeah, and so I just remember like somebody was like so good at it, and every time I'd come back to him, he'd get like 10 cards, and we're like, "How are you doing this?"
We even Earl said Lacerda games are all going to be top 3. If not, I'm gifting a sub.
We didn't learn any Lacerda games.
We didn't learn any Lacerda games
this
month. Oops. So there's only so many Lacerda games out there. So they can't make it every month because we haven't played any this month.
I did not learn any
new ones anyway.
games this month. That's very true.
And these are just games that are new to us, not new to the month of gaming.
Right. So, yeah. This is what we learned.
Because Time's Up Tidal Recall has been out a long time. Manila's been out 15 years, etc. So.
Hey! Thank you for the gift sub.
And there's the gift sub to Eminent Q in Hand.
Yay! Yay!
I got that out. Him and Q in hand.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for the gift sub.
But yeah, we do enjoy some of the starter games. Your number 7.
Oh.
Because my number 7 we've already talked about.
Yeah.
It's already fun.
Yeah. My number 7 is the holiday hijinks, the Cupid Crisis.
Another one that is one of those one time.
Yeah, I know. Another one-shot playthrough. But I really like this series of games.
I do too.
The Holiday Hijinks. This is game number 4, and it came out just in time for Valentine's Day, which is coming up obviously in a couple of weeks. So if you're looking for a nice fun game that
for your honey,
yeah, this is like the game, right? So it is the hardest of the series so far, but so much fun. We actually played it on the stream with chatters, so they were helping us. So that was a good experience.
Alex said, I enjoyed that one shot. It was fun. I was here for it.
You were here for it. Exactly. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. We played 1, 2, and 4.
I have not played the pumpkin.
Not played the pumpkin problem.
Yeah.
Hey, but they're going to fix that. I think they're going to send us a copy.
Oh, yeah. Mark is a great guy.
He'll look us up.
It's so funny because Grand Gamers Guild, they have like the little icon is like a little like a stealthy girl is their icon, and every time it's a new holiday he has a new like image for it. Like Christmas it would have like a wreath or something, and then today he posted with a little groundhog in the background. That has a Groundhog Day.
Is there going to be a groundhog one?
It's today. He posted it. It's Groundhog Day.
Oh. Is he going to have a holiday hijinks for Groundhog Day?
Oh, probably eventually.
That would be so much.
I just think it's so great that every holiday he changes his logo to be the holiday logo.
That's really funny.
But so he obviously likes holidays because he does these series now, and I love this series.
You like holidays?
I do. That's why I like the Kringle Caper, because all the puzzles were like, Christmas and...
Christmas is your favorite.
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't like, Christmas? All the theme, Santa.
Some people don't like Christmas.
That's fine. You don't have to like Christmas. I like Christmas.
You're a mean one.
I like the
Mr.
theme.
Grinch.
Mark is super nice. Yeah. Totally. Dang it. So... You liked it too. Everybody liked it. I always feel weird streaming them because I'm like, is that spoiling it? But if we tell people ahead of time that we're definitely doing it, just
plus you guys are helping us out.
I know.
Yeah.
And maybe they like it enough where they go gift it to somebody.
Right.
The experience to somebody
else. Or you
else.
go back and look at the previous ones and hey, we've spoilered number 4, but they can buy 3, 2, and 1 without watching.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But we did do this on stream recently. We had a great time. So definitely check out the Holiday Hijinks.
Dang, I didn't interrupt you on that one.
You always interrupt me.
I didn't get a chance.
All the time.
that sucks. I didn't get a chance to do it.
What is your next one? I can't see. Number 6. Oh. I see.
You see.
I'm ready.
You should really put in your picture for this. Because you made a wonderful picture of this.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're going to put on the screen. We are going to put on the box for Final Girl.
Jelby's like, I watched this one, but definitely want to pick up the other one now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're holding the mouse.
Got you. It's me.
Yeah, I can't show it. Boom. Final Girl.
Number 6.
So, I didn't know whether to put Final Girl and Final Girl 2 as one entry or 2.
I did it as 1, and I'm really unsure.
And I'm also unsure.
I was like, should I do Final Girl as the game, and then every time I play a new scenario, do I add it as an expansion? I really don't know what to do.
Right.
So,
but Final Girl / Final Girl 2, we enjoyed the heck out of both of them. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So in Final Girl, you are the final girl of a horror movie, and you are trying to save as many of the civilians as possible and trying to keep them away from, well, they're victims, I guess. You're trying to keep them away from whatever the bad guy is, or any of their little critters, henchmen that are running around. You played it as, actually, I only played
You played
I played
two
both
games.
of them. I played Final Girl 2 and then Final Girl 1.
Yeah, I mean, one of the scenario Poltergeist.
Yeah, so we played Poltergeist as the Final Girl 1. We played as sort of like the thing for Final Girl 2.
Terror at Station 29.
Arctic Station
84 or something.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, Terror at Station blah blah blah.
Yeah, we did well on those.
We didn't do well on Poltergeist.
No, we got killed on the Poltergeist.
We got lucky.
But we had a lot of fun playing it, though.
It was a lot of fun.
And you totally got killed playing against the puppeteer.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, but
I was playing all wrong. I mean, I was just like flailing.
But I was away and couldn't guide you with the rules.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
But AJ came over and was sitting right here and was playing it, showing off all of the prototype stuff with you guys on the stream. And if you missed it, go check it out on our stream. And is it still live on Kickstarter?
I believe so.
What is it at right now?
I don't know.
Let's get an update.
I haven't looked.
Let's get an update on that.
Let's see if it's still in my command. I don't know. It is.
Yeah, check out Final Girl on Kickstarter, and it is at 1 point how many million?
20 million.
25 hours to go.
Wow.
Remember when I said you guys are going to forget? Now is the time. There's 25 hours left to go to back Final Girl 2. Do it. Final Girl 1 is really difficult to find right now. You can add on Final Girl 1 as an add-on and then pick it up before it might go out of print. Who knows how long? Maybe forever.
Doing 2 waves of printing.
Two waves of printing.
Or shipping, so you can order the first one and get it before the second one.
If they, as long as they've still got it in their warehouse, they have limited copies of Final Girl 1, which is why it's been out of print for a while. And then you'll have to wait for the next wave. If they do print anymore, you want to get in on that now because you don't want to miss out. Final Girl 1's hard to find. Final Girl 2 may eventually become hard to find. Just go ahead and just back it off.
10,800 backers. That's awesome.
$1.8 million. Congrats to AJ.
That's awesome.
He being a local, I mean, I feel, close to Van Ryder Games.
I mean,
and another one I don't really need a note for because
with good reason that they're doing well. The game is solid. It's
the
really
game
good,
is super solid. It's got a lot of the skeleton of Hostage Negotiator, which really put Van Ryder on the map as far as solo gaming was concerned. And Final Girl basically takes that and pushes it to 11. So definitely worth checking out. Even if you're not a solo gamer, play it with a group of people, having everyone collectively making the decision for the Final Girl.
Then you don't have to take responsibility for rolling bad dice.
That's right. And so Steph and I and AJ all did that. AJ was sort of just being the mentor, but Steph and I both making decisions for that Final Girl.
I think you kind of need AJ to win though.
AJ is good luck.
He's really good luck. I mean, we got demolished in the Poltergeist, just like I got demolished against the Puppeteer.
So he was our good luck charm.
He was.
Anyway, 10,800 backers, 25 hours to go. Go check this out. Final Girl and Final Girl 2.
Definitely.
My number 6 of the month.
Yay.
Hey, and if Final Girl makes number 6,
I know.
just think how good the next 5 are going to be.
I thought this would be higher on your list.
Well, there was a lot of good games this month.
Yeah,
there were a lot of good games this month.
I agree.
Like I said when we started this, what number did I say and up were all super good? I said from number 6 and up, all super good.
Yep.
And that is...
What's next? Okay, cool.
I don't know. This is yours. You don't have to look at my list for yours.
Oh, yeah. But
you want it for my next one.
Yeah, I got to get it ready.
You got to get it ready.
Yeah, I got to.
Got to get it ready. Got to get it ready.
My number, what are we?
6?
6.
Where are we?
I don't know what we're doing. Okay, 6. I got Surrealist Dinner Party.
Gotcha.
I really like this game. It is weird.
It is weird.
It's weird. It's a weird game.
It's got surrealist art. Yeah. You guys might have seen it on our stream.
We did play it, yeah.
We did play it.
But I think the actions are quick and interesting. Like, you can, just keep feeding your people, or you can cause drama to happen and try and,
Pay compliments.
Yeah, you can ruin other people's day, probably. Like, that's kind of fun. But
you can even ruin people's day with a compliment. Because if they don't want it, if they just want to eat and they don't want to talk, then you can ruin their day.
This is like a take that game that I really don't mind.
Agreed.
Because the card actions you can only do once per, what is it?
Once per course.
Once per course. So you're not going to activate them a whole lot because you're eventually going to send them home probably. And so there's only so many times you can actually do a take that action on the other players. But I think, it's a really well done production. And I think the theme is different. It will appeal to many people. It's just, it's a weird sort of game that just kind of works on many levels. And I think... I think that's it. It will remain in the collection because of that, because it is very different. So yeah, I really liked it.
Yep, it was okay for me.
That's fine.
It is fun. I think it doesn't take up a lot of space on the shelf, so that helps it be a keeper. It is low priced, which helps it to be a keeper. And it doesn't overstay its welcome, which helps it be a keeper. So I understand why it would be a keeper. So
yeah,
I enjoy all of the guest interactions and their abilities, and so super quick and fun to play.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Is it bigger or smaller than Azul? I think it's a little bigger than Azul.
It's bigger than Azul.
But he's small too. So, yeah.
This is true.
Which helps him to be a keeper.
Yes, that's for sure.
My number 5.
Yes.
I am unsure about this game. So far, I like it. I love what it's doing. I'm not sure I like how it does it or how it's going to continue doing it in the long term.
What is it?
Because it's a legacy game.
Okay.
Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated. We did start this with Buck.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how it will go. So you guys who have played Clank, I've never played Clank. I've played Clank in space. I understand this is probably more like normal Clank. So we're going out and we are running to get an artifact from the dragon and run it back to our headquarters. Well, Buck, having never played either Clank or Clank in space before, says, yeah, I'm going to run right out. And he ran all the way out, risking his life just to get out there and risking his life all the way back just to get squashed dead right before he gets back to the headquarters. And that starts the timer for the dragon, and the cubes leave the bag, and I didn't even get back with an artifact.
We were turn 4.
So I end up with a big, huge 0. Well, so there's something that happened to me in the game where I got an artifact, but something happened that I'm not going to spoiler, and I ended up not with an artifact. And even though I was not in the danger zone, you can't be in the danger zone without an artifact, or you get exactly 0 points. So Steph got 60 points, Buck got 40 points.
12.
Buck got 12 points. I got a big whopping 0. And I'm like, I don't know about this game.
It was a bad first round for you, that's all.
It was a bad first round.
You had a great second round.
Well, here's the other thing. The second round comes up. I go out and get an artifact. I come back and I'm doing my thing. Everyone's taking all the boots, and I'm stumbling back the best I can, and end up falling short of the headquarters space. You and Buck were both back without any problem, and then we total up our scores, and I beat both of you guys by, not by a huge amount, but by a fair amount. It was like 83 to 70 to 50 or 40 something.
Something like that.
And I didn't even make it back.
He didn't make it back, but he did stay out there longer. Therefore, he was able to pick up a lot more points.
Right.
So that's like Clank for you.
That's like Clank for you. But I wonder how this will play out long term, whether it's going to be a rich get richer thing and the poor get poorer, like Seafall was.
To me, it doesn't seem like it at all.
It doesn't seem like it, but also if you don't get anything for it, which has pretty much been happening, because you won one game, got nothing for it, really. I won one game, got nothing for it. I won, and we're getting penalized along the way. You know, by putting X's on the back of the rule book for things that will remain unsaid. I want to see how this turns out. That said, what I know about the game so far, and that's where I have to rank it in my rankings, it is enough to make the top 10. It could go a lot higher. It could go a lot lower. Because I started off liking Seafall until Tim ended up putting the spirits right in my harbor. And
I think this one will do better than Seafall just because of all of the positive response everybody who's ever played it has had. My guess is that it doesn't have the big problems that Seafall has because of that. It's been out a long time, and everybody who's played it has loved it.
But only 10 plays, and I say that fully well knowing we don't play most of the games on our shelf 10 plays. Will it get all of the play love? Absolutely. We will play through all of this.
Well, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it.
But like I say, it's one of those that is probably the one that is most in flux on my list as far as whether it could go up or down.
That's fair.
It could be the best legacy game I've ever played. It might be as... And I wanted to like Seafall, but after we found out that my strategy could not possibly win, and James's strategy was the only one that was going to win, nobody wanted to play anymore.
Yeah.
Out of a 5-player game, not just me and James.
Right.
So, yeah. Pan to Legacy Shelf of Shame. No, we have no Shelf of Shame here. We have Shelf of Unplayed Opportunities. We have 2 shelves of campaign games.
That's right.
Yep. And that one is actually going to stay on the couch because I think we're going to be able to knock this out relatively quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if Buck comes every couple weeks, we'll get it done.
Yep. He said not every Saturday, but lots of Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Definitely worth checking out. Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated by... Renegade?
Yep.
Is it Renegade or is it...
It
looks like Deepwater over there.
No.
No? What is that?
It's Renegade.
That is not Renegade's logo.
Dire Wolf?
That's Dire Wolf's logo. That's what I was looking at.
It's also Renegade.
Yeah. And Penny Arcade. So, yeah. Check it out.
Yeah. All right. My number 5.
5?
Corrosion.
Corrosion. Wow. I'm surprised that rate's so low for you.
It was a good month for me.
It was a really good month for you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I really like this one. Super deep, total planning. I think it's a little bit lower than the other ones just because I think it needs a few more varieties in the different types of basic turning machines and corroding machines, the one-off machines, because they're all basically the same. There's like 4 different types or something. So for me, that's like, okay.
But that's all the basic stuff that you need to do.
Right. And
there needs to be another mechanism before they can add another machine, really.
Then maybe there needs to be another mechanism. I'm not sure.
Expansion ideas. I love it.
I love the hand management system that they have going on. I love the use of the wheel that they have going on and activating all the machines. I like the different chrome machines that they have. I think there's a lot of good ideas going on in this game, and I really enjoy this game, which is why it's so high on my list. I'm
not sure we've seen all the chrome machines in a game
no,
yet.
I'm pretty sure not.
We've seen all the turning ones, obviously.
Yeah, those just, yeah.
But those are supposed to be just basic.
Alex says, I can't wait to get this one. Looks fun. Just might need an expansion.
Agreed. You and I have completely different ways of playing this game. I turn mine slowly and get every single drop out of it. You turn yours quickly trying to activate those bonuses over and over. And I'm not sure that one way is right and one way is wrong. It's the good part of this game.
Yeah, they both work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've played it.
Good, yeah.
We've played it with multiple player counts. Because did we play it with Susan as well?
Played 4 players.
We played 4 players and 2 players, and they both work.
Yeah.
So
I think the downfall of 4 players is that it will add a lot of time. It will.
Yes.
So
it will add time for sure.
But that's fine if you're up for it. Just know that it will add time.
It's nice when all play styles are evenly matched. Exactly. Well, no matter which way you play it, it's balanced enough so like there's not a best way. There might be a better way than others, but if you can't easily see it, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's preferable for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. Corrosion.
Check
it out.
Yeah, I really
Who's
like
that one
it.
by? That was
Capstone.
Capstone, yeah. Capstone's got some really good stuff.
They got a lot of games coming out, and I'm very excited to show you Boone Lake hopefully this month. So.
Yeah, Boone Lake we have.
Yeah, we just got it.
Now we just got it.
I think that
and I have not played yet, so
I think it will make the top.
Expect it to make my February or March list, depending on when we get it on the tab. I would assume February.
Yeah, March will be harder. It's a busy month, but yeah.
Well, we start convention season basically at the end of February. End of February, we're going to go pretty much non-stop-ish till what, August?
I don't know. June, probably.
June. Well, July is Dice Tower.
Yeah.
So, at least one a month until
June.
Well, we got one in June, one in July.
June?
What's June? Don't we have one in June?
We got BHG Con and
Origins in June?
Yeah, but we're not. I don't think we're.
You don't know. Dice Tower in July, Gen Con in August, nothing in September, nothing in October if we don't go to Essen. So.
All that.
And closing up the year with BGG Con and Lobster Trap. And then the Christmas break. Mm-hmm. So we are currently in break mode.
Yeah, definitely.
But about to go right into it.
Definitely in break mode right now.
We're on to my number 4.
Yep.
And it is Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. So
you can't really tell from the little tiny pictures, but it's the second one, part 2.
Rainbow Con premiering this September. There we go. Rainbow Con. We can do it. Tidal Blade, I thought this was basically, originally, before I played it, I thought it was, hey, this is Tidal Blades 2. No. It carries a lot of the Tidal Blades. It carries ideas. All the lore, some of the ideas, but basically, it's if part of Tidal Blades, the part 1, the original one, got together with Gloomhaven and had a baby. Mm-hmm. Some of each of its mechanics are in Tidal Blades: Rise of the Unfolders. You've got the dudes on a map, the monsters on a map. You've got the action allocation basically. You've got your shield mechanic going on where you're spending shells in order to charge up your shield and or move things over so that you can do your own little abilities. And the way that it does it, it really works. But I want to play further through it. Again, it is probably more replayable because it's not legacy. You can replay scenarios.
Yeah, it's a campaign.
It's a campaign, but it's not really a building up of anything, really. It's just a lot of standalone campaign.
No, you are building up your character.
You are actually?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then that's another good thing.
You are building up a character, so yeah.
So, yeah, that's another good thing.
For me, that's great.
I love campaign games. Probably even better than legacy games because legacy, you can pretty much, you're going to play through it once. Campaigns, often you can play them through multiple times, even if you know what's about to go on. It just might help you optimize a little better. So, like with Gloomhaven, you might know oh, hey, these are the oozes in this room, but you might not, I mean, you might already know how to handle it, but it might play out differently for playing different characters. Same is true with this, Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. So it's got the fruit and shells that you love if you're a Tidal Blades 1 lover. It's got the same characters, even, from...
Yep.
My little critter guy, what was his name? Her name.
Echo.
Echo is so cute. She's so cute. I love her. So yeah. Him or her, whichever.
Probably her.
But we enjoy it. I enjoyed it anyway. I don't know if it made your list, but it is certainly worth checking out.
Yeah, it's going to go to Kickstarter, I think the 22nd.
22nd?
2/22/22.
This is 2/2/22. It's coming out 2/22/22 in 20 days.
And we'll play it on the stream around that time.
Yes.
So you'll get to see it.
Yeah. James was really super helpful when we reached out to him, James Hudson, for some rules help with things. And he says, hey, we're gonna have to put y'all as credits in the rule book. Hopefully that'll happen. But if it doesn't, well, at least we helped him make it better. So definitely check it out. Tidal Blades: Rise of the Unfolders.
Yeah.
Your number 4?
My number 4 is Founders of Teotihuacan.
And this is one that I have not played.
That's right.
So it won't be making my list this month.
No, exactly. Not yet.
Look, it's like it's on the table. How do you get it to do that?
It's not the flat image, which is less good.
It's like it's always this way, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
the standard
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. Founders coming out really soon. I think this month or beginning of next month or something like really soon. It's really good.
I have a question.
What?
So there's Gloomhaven and Founders of Gloomhaven, which was not even a shadow of Gloomhaven, really.
Right.
Teo is fantastic. So
it's completely different.
Founders of Teo is also completely different, like Founders of Gloomhaven is completely different.
There is a pyramid that you can build, but that's
the extent of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But it's good enough to make number 4. Founders of Gloomhaven was not good enough to make a number 4.
I liked it more than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was clunky, Founders of Gloomhaven, but
Founders of Teo.
Founders of Teo is really, really cool. It has polyominoes, which is always good for me. But what's really, really challenging about this game is that you have like 6 action discs for the first round. The next round you have 5, then 4, then 3, or it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, or something like that. There's 4 rounds, and you keep losing actions. So you're like, oh, I got all these actions the first round, and then like you keep dwindling down. You're like, how do I only have like 2 actions left, and I have so much to do? So the pressure is on. And so like your little dude is moving around your board, so you can only play to the side where he's standing.
Sort of like you go around on the board in Teo.
Yeah, but this case you are limited to where you can place your polyomino pieces if you're building. So you're like, okay, well I need that blue building out there, but I can't do it until I'm over here because that's where I want to place the building. So you're trying to think of all the shapes that you need, the buildings that you want for your board. So it's like a multi-step process in your mind, like how do I get this to work in the amount of time with your limited number of discs. So it's one of the faster games, kind of like Zapotec was a faster one. For board and dice, and so yeah, it's really good.
With a limited number of actions, might it lend to AP people like myself? Because if I've only got 2 or 3 or 4 actions left, I'm going to start mapping out my actions.
Yes and no. Wow, that was loud.
We've got a hidey hole for empty cans, so
yes and no, because you're limited to these spaces that you go to. There's 3 different regions, and you kind of want each space can have up to 4 discs. The higher the stack is, the more strength power you have for the space. So you're trying to take your the better strength actions when you can, because taking a lower strength action, you're not going to get as big a building. So you have to take the opportunities as they come. So yeah, it might have some AP, but no, because there's going to be fewer things that you will want to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I always want to try to limit my AP as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying?
There's definitely will be options for you. I'm not saying like you're not gonna definitely choose one thing.
Right. Well, I mean, if the board state changes where I can't plan my move, multiple turns in advance, then that's a better thing for an AP player.
That's definitely happening during this game.
So that's what I'm saying is that if I can't map my turn out several turns in advance, I can just play as I go.
Well, yeah, because you don't know what the stacks are going to look like on your turn. You also, there are limited number of buildings of each type, so depending on how many people are playing, there's only like a couple out there. If they're in a 4-player game, there's 2 of each type. So once they're gone for that round. So you're like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. Yeah. So now I have to think about other things that I got to do. So
I enjoy games where I can map things out, but I also enjoy games where I can be flexible because I like, being able to navigate. Oh, this is gone. I must take this choice, or I have to weave over here. I don't mind that at all. But if there is a structured thing, I'm going to sit there and map it out. Oh, I've got 2 resources here. I've got 10 resources. I can spend 3 on this and 4 on this and 2 on this. And if there's no way that can change, I'm going to want to map that out.
Right.
And that takes everyone's time, including my own.
Right.
But I can't not do it because what happens is if I don't map it out and if I don't do something well enough, I get upset at myself because I didn't take the time to do it.
Yeah.
No, like with things like Wordle, that's a perfect example.
That's true.
Is when you're playing Wordle and you've got 3 letters, I'm going to sit there and stare at it until the other 2 letters jump out at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, so if you have enough information to be like, I should be able to get this, or at least a good guess at it, then I'm with you. It's like I will stare at it for 10 minutes until I finally figure out, oh.
But I hate being that guy that holds up the gameplay. So it's that line I got to walk as an AP prone player.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, no one complains about my AP, but I recognize I've got that. I am prone to do that, so I try to limit it as much as possible.
So I think, that you'll always have a little bit of AP just because there are multiple choices of where to go and what to do, and you'll have to evaluate each turn as it comes to you. But
if I have to be flexible with it, and it's something that's gonna happen, then that's even better for me because if I can't possibly plan it out. If there's too many other human interaction things going on, then I don't get mad at myself because it's like, oh, I could have figured that out if I had just stuck with it longer.
Right.
Which multiplayer solitaire, no one's going to affect me.
It's just you. Yeah.
It's just me. I got to plan it out. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with all of that.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
So another thing with it, like Shrey was hyper focused in our game, and he had like this huge thing of like blue temples that he built. I'm like, dang! So he got like 1,000,000 points in the final score. I'm like, I wasn't focused at all. Like I was kind of scattered, trying to fill in the things to get the small bonuses in game, because of course there's small bonuses that you can get. I'm like, okay, so if I get a whole bunch of small bonuses, that'll make up for the fact that I'm not scoring as much at the end of the game. But no, I did not do that very well. So I'm like, I did not play very well. But now I know, like, okay, now I need to, like, try and focus on a strategy versus every little thing I can do.
But does that make the little bonuses not worth picking up?
They are worth picking up, but I wasn't doing a good enough job at it. Of course, Rainer was just, like, taking everything and just, like... I'm like, how are you doing this and scoring 1,000,000 points at the end of the game? All right, well, you're Rainer because you're great, so that's fine.
Rainer's great. And he subbed. He subbed at the start of our stream.
Yeah,
he's
great.
So good.
Oh, we love Rainer.
We love Rainer. And I am in his top 10 Michaels of all time.
That's right.
Let the record show.
Let the record show.
I gotta do the head thing like Senor Azul does. Let the record show I am in his top 10 Michaels of all time. Now, he is my number 1 Rainer of all time because
me too.
Because I don't know any other Rainers.
Don't tell him that.
I'll take top 10 because there's a lot of Michaels out there.
Yeah.
I'll take top 10.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I thought that was a really great game. I think you will enjoy it once we get it to the table. That'll be great. So hopefully soon. That was my number 4.
4? What? Gotta get the defoob what in there. My number 3 is a game I struggled with whether I should even put it on the list or not because I have already played its big brother.
That's true.
but it's a separate game in BGG. I got to put it in there. Imperium Classics. We played it with James to show it off to him.
Yeah.
I had a level 1 difficulty just because I randomly picked it.
Yeah.
A level 1 difficulty game nation. James had a level 2 difficulty. You had a level 3. But I don't think that mattered very much on the score. But I noticed that my level 1 was very straightforward.
It's basic.
Very basic.
Well, I think that's the kind of the issue I had with Classics, because we started with Legends.
We started with Legends.
And
I mean,
so
we got
like,
these really...
We went in and, like, we're like, all right, we got this figured out. I started as, like, the Atlantis, and so, like, floods were happening, and, like, it was just, like, crazy chaotic. And then you go play, like, a level 1, you know...
You go play the Romans like I was playing, and it's like...
it's like, this
now,
is easy.
But that's not to say that it's not fun.
That's true.
That said, I don't know I could have done any better to beat you with your strategy.
To be fair, I've played it now a whole bunch of times.
I have only played it 3 times, I think.
I do think you get better with more plays.
Probably.
Because you start to see the patterns of cards and such.
That said, I don't think my basic nation, I don't think had any ability to do anything more than what it did. I leaked as many of those regions out as I could, and then put them out. But then I couldn't get the glory for them like you guys did. I'm not sure, because that was my entire jam.
Right.
That you guys rushed the ending as fast as I rushed the ending, and I'm like, this is my jam, not your jam. James, the reason I leaked as many of those regions out as possible was because you and James were both doing it as well. I had no choice but to do it. And
I never really went for glory before, so that was the first time I ever really tried.
Well, that was Rome's jam.
Okay, so you should have been doing that.
I did. And
you did it like 3 times, right? So that was
a lot. I did it twice, I think.
James
which is not enough. James did it 3 or 4 times.
I did it twice, and I got 2 11-point cards. So that,
and I had to trigger the
really
end
helped.
because you guys were rushing it. So I had to trigger the end.
I wanted to keep building buildings.
And it was a mistake.
So there's a couple ways to play the game for sure. You can just not go for glory cards. You can just build a whole bunch of cards, empire cards.
Well, that's also what I ended up doing is because...
Getting points that way.
Yeah.
James, I thought he didn't quite play his nation correct because he needed to be gathering victory points.
Like I was having to do because you guys leaked all the glory points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the tokens because that's what his
those goods tokens he
needed to find ways to just collect all the tokens, the victory point tokens, the goods tokens, just all the tokens. Because that seemed like what he was doing in the game. So it's a matter about figuring out who you are, how you're going to play them. And so there's a couple of different ways to play each of the nations, I think, as well. So
Now, that's not to say that I didn't enjoy any of this. I mean, it was still fun.
I love the game.
Yeah.
I love the game.
What I would recommend, if these sort of games interest you, where you're doing a civilization tableau building,
and
is what this is.
Too, yeah.
Well, it's the tableau, which is your deck and everything.
Sure.
Get Imperium Classics. See if you enjoy what it's doing, and if you want a bigger challenge, get Imperium Legends.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can go wrong with those at all. You can play, since you're not really mixing up cards a great deal, you do interact with, it's not multiplayer solitaire. You do actually cause other things to happen with other civilizations. But I could be playing a Classics and you be playing a Legends, or vice versa. You know, they can all mix and match. So it's almost like it's the same rule book. It's basically the same game. But I couldn't not put it as a listing.
I also did it separately, so I think that's fine.
Now, I think this rated higher on the particular month it was, or as high. I think I rated it Legends also as my number 3. But I think it probably I think Legends is the better of the games, but only if you can handle the increased gamer strategy, so to speak.
Yeah.
If you want to be let into it a bit at a time, Classics then Legends is the way to go.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy this as much as Legends, but it's the same game.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
all that.
All that.
Imperium Classics.
Dr. Sen says it is
Osprey?
sold. Yes, it is sold as a standalone game. Yeah, they are
this is a
standalone
standalone game. But I would start off with, if you know you're going to like it, go ahead and get Legends, and then you can backtrack to get Classics. Otherwise, get Classics and then fill in Legends.
Yeah. So, that's good. My number 3?
Your number 3 is...
Final Girl!
Final Girl, wow.
I know.
That's good. And you're not a solo gamer.
I'm not a solo gamer.
Much.
I'm not into horror.
You're not into horror.
But it was really fun.
You haven't even played that many Van Ryder games. And boom, look at this. $1.8 million can't be wrong, right? Well, I say that, but Exploding Kittens got $7 million. And Exploding Kittens is not good. This, Final Girl, fantastic.
Really liked it.
Do it. Do the Final Girl. Do it.
I can't do it.
You can't do it? It's perfect! It's like the ring right here. It's so good. You need that as an emote. What the heck?
I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really terrible at it, but the fact that we did win, as 3 of us, we did win the scenario, gives me hope that it's possible. Even though I'm still not convinced it's possible.
With AJ.
I think it was just AJ being
Good luck.
here. He just...
Well, every time there was a decision, he said, I'm not going to make this decision.
No, but cards fell the right way. Dice happened to fall
so
the right...
good.
I mean, we had a lot of good things. And it helped that the villain wasn't out at the beginning of the game. So that particular scenario was much different than the other scenarios.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
But that's what I like. I like the fact that... Okay, so you know how Warehouse and the expansion both have different feels based on the villain. Final Girl has different feels based on the villain. The gameplay seems like it totally changes based on that. Aeon's End. Based on the villain, the game feels entirely different. And I think it's like a different little mini game every time you play something like that has multiple villains like that.
Yeah.
Aeon's End or Final Girl or things like that. You know what I'm saying? You agree with that?
Yeah. No, I mean, they all felt very different. I've played 3 different scenarios now, and they just were all completely different. The first one I did by myself, which I did wrong, but I mean, it had trap cards, so I was getting acid on me. It was just I just could not win. It was it was ruined.
I'm so sure Senor Azul was glad that the puppets won.
Oh yeah, probably.
Let the record show.
The puppets won.
That the puppets won
For
again.
sure. I do think the rules are fairly complex. So if you're just getting into solo gaming, it's pretty overwhelming just to learn it. So there is that. Yeah. If I were just going to play a solo game, that would not be my choice if I had never played before. Just because I would look at the rule book and be like, no.
Well, I mean, that's what casual gamers do with Warehouse, because it is a gamer's game. Final Girl is a gamer's game. Where Hostage Negotiator is much simpler. This is like Hostage Negotiator's bones with a lot of gamer muscle on it.
So that's something to, I guess, caution if that's not of interest to you.
But you guys are gamers, am I right?
Yeah.
You guys can handle it.
But I'm just saying, that is something to think about. Also, now that I've played 3 times, I feel like I could go set it up and be confident that I could kind of play according to the rules. Having played the 3 games, I feel much better about doing that. Right. And so I'm more likely to do that. And I really liked it. As you can see, it's my number 3.
Number 3.
And I've had some pretty good games this month. So
yes. You had some really good games this month.
So it really stuck with me. I liked it. So
it's really good.
Yeah.
Final Girl at number 3. Spezia says, thematically, Final Girl should have been number 1. Both fail.
Probably. It's fine.
Fine.
All right. What is your number 2?
My number 2. All right, remember.
No.
I really basically have a 1A and a 1B.
That's right. You love this.
It was super hard.
Yes.
To decide which of these I like more. And you probably know what my number 1 is, knowing that this is my number 2.
Oh, yeah.
My number 2 is Corrosion. I love all the ways that you've got your different sorts of gears, both the ones that rust out and the ones that don't. With the chrome machines and everything, and the different paths to victory. Like you had your entire gear mechanism turned 4 or 5 times. Mine turned twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like.
But you were finding other ways to get your cards back.
Yes.
I couldn't do that.
Yes.
And I needed my cards.
Well, it's based on which sort of the experts that you draft, the professionals, I think they call them.
Oh, yeah.
If you get certain ones, then you can end up following actions, which will let you do things off action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think I like it better with more players, but I enjoyed the 2-player game that we played too.
Yeah.
On stream, so if you want to see what Corrosion is all about, definitely check it out there. So, yeah, it's up number 2, or rather 1B, for a reason.
I think my rating would probably go higher with more plays. I think I will like it more as we play it more. And
it would probably go up even more with an expansion.
Oh yeah,
I think, as you said, I think that you need more turning abilities. Though I don't think that's really where the game lies. I think those are just here's additional ways to make this flow.
Right.
Your chrome machines are going to be where you really get your pushes. I think the game is driven a lot by those end game bonuses.
Yeah, which I haven't figured out how to work at all.
And I think that's what I've got.
It's hard to do those.
Because I was getting the different types, and on top of that, and I was getting those sort of bonuses.
Yeah. I haven't figured out how to get the end game bonuses. Yeah. I don't want to give up my
shutting me. You didn't shut me out of my end game bonuses, because there was a couple of times I'm like, please don't take that one. Yeah, please.
But it's hard to just take one of them.
It is, because that's an action. I mean,
it's not necessarily an action, but you need to turn it so you can activate the ability to discard a card, kill a card to get the bonus. I mean, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Which is why it's good.
That's why it's good.
Yeah. Solid number 2.
Those kind of jokes aren't my favorite, but they're solid number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, number 2, Corrosion.
Nice.
I saw your number 2 go up on the pictures.
Yeah, my number 2 is Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. This is great. I love the Nexus board that you're like placing your cards on to activate the rows. I love the Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion like feeling with the map books that are
the grid is very much Tidal Blades. The map is very much Gloomhaven.
Well, it's also the initiative order and everything that gives you that Gloomhaven feeling.
Yes.
You have your cards that you're figuring out how to play. I like the different monsters popping up, the different loot that we can go get, all the challenges we're doing. This is totally awesome.
Right up your alley.
Yeah.
Now, the initiative thing, we don't mean to say that it's a 2-digit number like Gloomhaven. It's got its entirely own initiative thing. But the way that it moves things around, and then you've got this initiative order, that once that's done, boom, now it feels like Gloomhaven. You're going in this order. The monsters are activating in this order.
So you stay in your position on the initiative track, and then you're playing this card. Okay, I'm going to go down in 2 spaces.
You're going to go down or up.
but that means the card's probably pretty good.
Right. Well, if you're going to go down, you're aiming really slowly. You want to get that good bead on it.
Yeah.
Or you're just trying to run across the map and you go up on the initiative.
Yeah, like one of my cards was +3 movement, so I'm going to go higher in initiative because I'm moving faster, basically.
And not aiming at something.
Right,
or stopping to pick something up or whatever. Yes.
Yeah, so it's about managing these cards, your position on the initiative track, how you can get around the board so you can fight the different monsters and kill them off. I really, really like everything this game is doing. I'm very interested in the campaign because you will get to level up your character, opening up different opportunities to get more health or different abilities, new cards that you can, better cards to add to your deck, this kind of thing. So you're playing like, I don't know, I think it was 7 or 8 games or something.
Yeah.
So it's not many games, but you could just play again with another character.
Oh, yeah. I remember if we had finished it before round 7, we get an extra experience. If we didn't finish it by 11, we had to redo it.
Yeah, so you're gaining this experience. You can use it in different ways to check off different things on your character sheet that you got. And
you actually write on the character sheets.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think what they have here is really great. I love this a lot more than Tidal Blades Part 1, which I actually enjoyed Part 1.
I enjoyed Part 1, but I ultimately didn't feel like it was a keeper. This is a keeper.
Oh, yeah.
This is
a great. And
Unfolders is
the beautiful artwork, just the whole thing, the whole production is just really great. So.
The only negative thing I've heard about Rise of the Unfolders is the name. Is that it sounds like a dexterity unfolding game. It has nothing to do with what you're doing in the game. Unfolding has nothing to do with...
Yeah, because you're unfolding the map, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's what's going on in the scenario.
Okay.
It's the unfolders are the... Yeah, it's...
I suppose.
But yeah, that's the only complaint I've heard about the game. Otherwise, it's super solid.
Yeah, I really like it. So
number 2, your number 1's got to be really fantastic, and I think I know what it is. It might be the same as mine.
Nope.
You did not put that on your list.
I played it. Last year.
What was it on your list? When was it on your list?
Oh, not that.
I don't even know what yours is.
It was long ago.
Then I have no idea what yours is. I have no idea.
Where is this? Okay, here's yours.
I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is.
He didn't read my blog today, so he wasn't sure.
No, I did not. I did, and there it is. I saw it.
I know.
I saw it.
Here's your number 1.
Here's my number 1. Anno 1800.
I knew you'd like this one.
Yeah, you knew it. I mean,
I knew you'd like it.
You played it, and you had played it because you said you played it before. You're like, yeah, you're going to like this one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's got to do things really well for a Civ tableau building game to beat all the other ones I've played. Now, I don't know if it beats all the ones I've played, but it beats all the ones I've played this month.
That's right.
So
Alex is like, Anno is
so good. And it's based on a computer game, which I do not have. And I have a lot of stuff on Steam.
He's got all of them.
I have stuff on my unplayed shelf of Steam opportunities.
If it's a PC game, he owns it.
I probably have it. I don't have this. Actually, I might have this.
See?
I get so much free stuff on Epic and on and a lot of humble bundle choice deals and stuff. I might already have it, but I don't think I do. Yeah. That said, I love things where you're building up a civilization, whether it be a tableau or on a map or anything, especially ones where you're not just doing plain old dudes on a map direct conflict. That's the one type of Civ builder I'm just like, I just don't care for it.
That's fair.
But this has all the ones where, hey, I'm building this resource, I'm using this worker to get these resources, to get these things, to get these workers, to get these. And with the population bringing in cards, but cards are what you need to do, or what you need to spend to go out to trigger the end game, but you need more cards to get more points. I love that balance of the dynamic. It's just elegant. I'm big on games that are elegant, and this has that.
Alex is like,
Anno,
my shelf of unplayed games is too big. I subscribe to Humble Bundle and have like 10 years.
that is my problem.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Heart Board Games, rating with a party of my number 13.
Hey, Heart Board Games, welcome in, Raiders.
We are finishing up our top 10. We will review them for you if you missed them, which you did. But we will tell you, we will give you the rundown here in a second. But just talking about Anno 1800.
This was his number one.
Is my number one game of January. I love the elegance. I love games that are elegant, that have lots of knit things together. The games are always going to be different based on the end game scoring. It's going to be different based on which cards you're dealt. It's going to be different based on the old and new worlds that you explore. The one thing that could make it even better is asymmetric player starting. That would make it even better.
Or like personal goals, not just common goals.
Personal goals, yes. That would also, that triggers in with the asymmetric player stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, that would push it up to even higher. But like I say, I had a real hard time figuring out Anno versus Corrosion. Anno wins on this.
Yeah.
So I had to put it over Corrosion.
You've been,
Heartboard Games has been interested in the video game version.
We were talking about that and how people have huge unplayed collections on video games.
Yeah, Ronald, we end up giving our top 10 of the month, not necessarily our top 10 of all time, because those rarely ever change. Occasionally one will leak into the list or leak off the list.
I like talking about all the games that I learned in a particular month, because I learned 40 games in January. And so,
because these are all games that you guys can learn if you haven't played them yet. I mean,
and so
you're not likely to learn the 10 to 20 games that the two of us learned this month. It's all new games for you guys to learn if you haven't already played them, right?
Yeah, so we like to run down the games that our favorite games that we learned in the
and not games that were in January, not games that were published in January.
Right, just games that we learned.
Yeah, which could be games from
like Tidal Recall,
2005 in the case of Manila.
Yeah.
Or whenever it was for Tidal Recall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time's up. So, what were you guys doing over on Heartboard Games channel? Tell us what you've been doing. Thank you for that raid. I still have my number one to talk about, so in the meantime, I'm going to talk about my number one.
Wait, Jelfie said Anno looked good and very complex. Yeah, there's and talking about the Steam and Humble Bundle and stuff.
Anno is not too complex. It's actually fairly straightforward.
It looks complex.
It looks complex because there's so many icons. There's so many different things going around. But once you kind of understand what the actions are, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's fine. And turns are like snappy.
Yes. Well, what I really worried about was we originally played it 4 players. There was a lot of trading going on, and it was because there's 2 buildings per stack, and I'm thinking to myself, we're not going to want to trade as 2 players. But we did. We really did. Not as much, but we still traded.
Yeah.
You're using my potatoes and I'm using your...
It's not like crazy great to give somebody the dollar. It's good.
But you're not spending $1. You're spending a trade.
No, yeah, trading.
Right.
But what I mean is, like, I usually don't trade because I'm helping you.
Right. I'm giving you $1.
But giving you $1 is not like...
It's not huge.
It's not huge. It helps, but it's not like... I don't feel guilty giving you that $1.
Exactly.
For using your resource.
Especially since I can't really do a lot with that $1. I can move back 1 green worker or half of a blue worker with $1.
Yeah.
So what? You can just... Yeah. You can not do anything next turn and put them all back. So, yeah, it's not a big deal. But it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like that. It seems simple, but there's so many things set out. Oh, they were jumping around BGA games and wavelength co-op. Short day, but always good. Yeah, we will have a slightly short day tonight.
I always love BGA games. That's for sure. That's actually, I learned 40 games, like I said. Mm-hmm. Like, half of them were BGA games that were in alpha or beta mode or whatever. Mm-hmm. Not great. A lot of not great ones, but there are some good ones coming out.
Seems good.
So you just gotta play the good ones, not the bad ones.
All right, your number one,
Number one.
And then we'll go down the list.
Then we'll tell you everything.
Yes.
My number one is, to no surprise,
what it is.
to Michael, no surprise, Clank Legacy.
You are very much more confident with this than I am.
I am so confident.
I'm fearful.
I have a feeling it will even go higher on my list. Well, so like I have it as 8 out of 10 right now, and that's pretty good. But
that's not many games make an 8 in your list.
No, I think after we finish it, it will be higher than that. I can see it unfolding into like a really cool experience, and I'm very excited to see.
I mean, we only
happen.
use half the map right now.
And there's a backside to it.
And there's a backside.
And there's like stickers and things and new abilities.
But only 10 games to get all that developed.
I know, that's what to
worry
be
about
fair,
that.
we had a little bit of asterisk on the second game. So
what was the asterisk?
We missed the ruins completely.
Oh yeah, we missed the ruins.
We did a huge catch up at the end of that scenario. So we kind of missed out a little bit, but
we don't ultimately think that the scores matter.
Who knows?
But who knows? Like,
we don't know much.
Like Buck said, "Oh, I went through this spot," and then we acted like Buck went through the spot, and then you thought I went through that spot too when we were doing our retcon.
Yeah, we did a big retcon at the end there, but
so
it is what it is. We'll move forward, doing it correctly, reading everything.
Yeah, they even warn you about that.
Read everything.
Read everything.
Don't
and
mess
as you
it
do
up.
it, check it out. Now, the problem is that I thought that the passage was done, and we were just squirreled on to the next thing.
But
and that's it. So, all right. So I'm the guy that likes to sit there and do every little checkbox and everything. Steph and Buck are like, hey, let's move this, and then let's move this, and then, hey, it's time for the next turn. And I'm like, okay, it's time for the next turn, I guess. And we totally missed it because they are pushing me forward. And I'm like, guys, slow the frack down. And they're just, and you admit it.
Yeah, I do.
You admit it. You flat out admit it. You're like, let's go, Buck, let's go. And Buck is the same way. And they're both so high energy that even a high energy guy like me cannot contain them at all. I'm like, guys, slow your freaking roll. I'm trying to get through these steps here. Look, squirrel. It's exactly right, Jelfia. That is Steph and Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and
you guys have met Buck.
In any case, I think the game is great. I enjoy Clank as a game. I think it's fun to just get in, get out, I like having my character. I have different things I'm going for. You have different things that you're going for. So even that little tiny asymmetric start is really interesting.
So I'm
for me, it works. I know for you, you're still skeptical.
I'm the elf guy.
Buddy the elf.
But I'm Buddy the elf. My name is Buddy. Based on the color you choose, not based on the hero type you are, is all of your different personal goals. So I chose green because someone had painted our miniatures.
I got painted minis.
We got painted minis.
Nice.
And so you've got this little red guy on a box, and you chose red, as you do.
Yeah.
Buck's character was blue, and that's the only reason I did not choose blue. So I've got green. Well, I've got different goals than if I had chosen blue as my elf color.
Yeah.
Because my elf was green, so I
Sure.
chose green. But based on that color you choose for your box, it's what different goals you'll have.
It's true.
And I think that is really cool.
Yeah.
But Buck was really apologetic and say the very first game where I got 0, and he's like, "Man, I really screwed things up for both
12,
of y'all."
though, so it's
yeah, but no, what he did directly impacted whether I got 0 or not.
Sure, for sure.
And I was immediately, I'm like, if all games are like this where one person can make everyone else get 0, I'm like, but
to be fair, you didn't have to do the quest that was out there. But you chose to.
Well, we can't. Don't spoiler it.
I didn't spoil it, but there are different quests.
There are different things that you can do.
And so.
Don't always assume something good is going to happen. But that's the thing, though. I didn't get anything for that. And I don't.
Mm-hmm.
if I did not get screwed based on doing what I thought was good, it probably would have gone higher on my list than number 5. It easily could have gone higher on my list.
Thanks for following, Tommy. So I think it was just a weird first game because...
It was a weird first game because
Buck just died so fast. It was like turn 4 or whatever. Otherwise, I think what you did would have been beneficial. It would have been
the right move.
So it's one of those like...
But I had no time.
Unfortunately, at the time that it happened, it was not beneficial.
But I got nothing for it. And at the end of the game, it's as if I hadn't even played.
It's true.
That's the only thing that bothers me.
But to be fair...
I got nothing for it.
None of us really did. We got check marks on the back of our box, but...
That's the thing. We don't know what that does. Do the rich get richer? I don't know.
You will eventually get to that point.
I've got one thing.
So
you guys
we'll see.
Buck has 4. You've got 3. That's the only thing holding me up. Like I say, Clank Legacy is the only one on my list
could go
that could go way up.
Depending on what happens.
Not just up or down, way up or way down.
Or stay where it is.
It could stay where it is too.
I really liked it. Well, I think there's a lot going on that's really interesting so far.
Will Buck be the Winter Soldier in the next game? We'll call him Bucky. Yeah. I don't know. It depends on whether his wife chops his arm off or not.
Yeah. Dang.
So, my number 10 going to number 1, For Science. Number 9 on Manila. Number 8 of Dreams and Shadows. My number 7 was Time's Up Tidal Recall. My number 6, Final Girl. Number 5, Clank Legacy. Number 4, Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. Number 3, Imperium Classics. Number 2, Corrosion. Number 1, Anno 1800.
My number 10 was The Mother Road, Route 66, a new Can't Stop. Number 9, Time's Up Tidal Recall. Number 8, Crime Zoom, A Bird of Ill Omen. Number 7, Holiday Hijinks. Number 4, The Cupid Crisis. That wasn't number 4. That was number 4 of the series.
Like,
what? No, that was number 4 of the series. It's called Cupid Crisis. Number 6 on my list is Surrealist Dinner Party. Number 5, Corrosion. Number 4, Founders of Teotihuacan. Number 3, Final Girl. Number 2, Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders. And number 1, Clank Legacy. Though, number 1 and 2 are kind of close for me. They could have been switched.
They could have been switched. Like my number 1 and 2. Yeah,
they could have been switched. Because they were both rated 8. And I really like them. And like you, both of them could go up. I anticipate both of them going up in ranking. Once we play through the campaigns, or legacy campaigns.
Well, those 2 publishers would be super happy to hear that.
Well, they were really great games. So
they were great games.
And I want to play more. Too many games, right?
There's never too many games.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
That's why we play them all.
So that was our top 10 games that we learned in January. Hopefully
Gotta play them all, right?
Yeah. If you like our shirts, you could check them out. I got them for sale.
Woohoo!
Shirt.
And that's a different store from your calendar store.
That is a different store from the calendar store.
Calendars. Right here.
Yeah, I do, yeah. So, yeah. That was
You can't even see it. Calendars right here.
I actually did just put a link in the YouTube videos for the shirts. So it's also in the links down below if you're watching this on YouTube after the fact.
Yeah, there's Steph's awesome gaming calendar right there.
It is still early 2022, so there's plenty of months to enjoy it.
Plenty of months.
If you need a calendar.
11 months left you can enjoy.
That's right.
And it looks like
it's
turning out better than 2021.
It's a new month.
Oh, yeah. You still got January up.
But, yeah. So I think we'll be right back. I think that was a good top 10 today.
It's a good month.
Yeah.
And looking forward to a good February. We'll be going to Tantrum Con.
Yeah.
In late February, and then early March will be Tennessee Game Days, and right on the heels of that for you, Granite Game Summit.
I know, I'm all over the place.
You're all over the place in March.
Yeah. gonna be good.
So wait, that's literally 3 weekends of conventions in a row
I know,
for you.
it's gonna be busy.
And by busy, you mean fun.
Am
I right? Am I right?
Yes.
We will probably be on for TGD weekend. I'm guessing maybe. But probably not for Granite Games Summit weekend or Tantrum Con weekend.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Or if we do, it might be on Monday.
Yeah.
The Monday after instead of Sunday. Mm-hmm. So yeah. But definitely keep watch and follow and we're still playing our Pathfinder scenarios too.
Yeah, we'll be doing that.
You never know when you're going to get a.
Hopefully, we'll finish before the
Stuff
first
streaming.
major con.
Yeah.
But we'll be right back.